Why is Israel so afraid of Hezbollah?
Since October 7th, Israel has continuously exchanged fire with Hezbollah throughout its war on Gaza. Hezbollah is a political party and militia based in Lebanon, and one of Israel's most formidable enemies. Many observers say the fighting could escalate into a full-on regional war, especially after Israel killed a top Hezbollah commander in an airstrike. See, Hezbollah has some very powerful allies like Iran. It's also allied with other groups that resist Israel, like Hamas. Thousands of civilians have fled both sides of the Lebanon-Israel border out of fear. But this is all just the latest chapter in Israel and Hezbollah's decades-long history of military conflict. Ever since Israel was formed in 1948, the country's border with Lebanon became a hotspot for conflict.
Many Palestinians were forced from their homes and into Lebanon during the Nakba, or catastrophe, that same year.
Fighting periodically took place between the Israeli military and both the Lebanese military and the resistance groups based in Lebanon's large Palestinian refugee camps. That last part is key.
In 1982, Israel invaded Lebanon with the goal of ousting the Palestine Liberation Organization,
or PLO, from the country, and all of Lebanon suffered in the process. Israel's military destroyed cities and towns across the country, even laying siege to Beirut for over 2 months. Ultimately, the PLO was ousted from Beirut. But Israel's bloody campaign spurred so much anger in Lebanon that a new resistance group was formed to defend Lebanon against Israel's occupation of its land, Hezbollah.
The idea behind Hezbollah was to be entirely devoted to resistance.
That's Amal Saad, a political analyst and one of the world's foremost experts on Hezbollah.
It emerged as sort of different resistance factions which later united under the Hezbollah umbrella.
After its formation, Hezbollah began to fight the Israeli army, both by conducting operations across the border into Israel and within Lebanon itself.
That's because in 1985, Israel began occupying a strip of southern Lebanon that it called a security zone. It became a major site of violence for the next 15 years. When the Israeli army finally began to withdraw from Lebanon in 2000, Hezbollah saw an opportunity and launched a final offensive. The attack caught Israel off guard, and the country was forced to withdraw its forces 2 months early.
This was the first time that Israel had been militarily forced to withdraw from an Arab country that it occupied.
As a result, Hezbollah gained credibility throughout Lebanon and the Middle East. Things stayed quiet along the Lebanese-Israeli border for a few years, until 2006. In July of that year, Hezbollah operatives captured Israeli soldiers with the intent of securing a prisoner swap. Israel responded by decimating infrastructure across Lebanon, all in the name of destroying Hezbollah. This operation was backed by the US government. Sound familiar? The month-long war led to the displacement of more than 1 million Lebanese civilians and killed at least 1,200 people in the country. But Israel failed to get rid of Hezbollah and was forced to withdraw from Lebanon again. And so, the 2006 war solidified Hezbollah's place as an influential player in Lebanon and beyond. Fast forward to today, with violence rapidly escalating. What happens now?
The reasons for Hezbollah intervening today were in part to sort of defend and protect its Palestinian allies, but also to preempt an Israeli attack on Lebanon, which Israel had been threatening to do after October 7 repeatedly. So while it is war averse, it is not keen to enter a full-scale war with Israel, it's nonetheless ready to do so should Israel take that route.